We are here with Illinois basketball guard Brandon Paul, and this is obviously a big week for Brandon. We got Big Ten tournament coming up. We got NCAA tournament bids selections coming up. So, Brandon, do you think your team has done enough to warrant a selection into the tournament?
We had obviously up and downs and stuff like that, but I feel like we've had a lot of great wins to counter our bad losses. So, throughout the season, everyone knows we're a really talented team. We're able to beat a lot of teams, so I think we've done well.
So what's one thing that you think that you need to work on the most as a team to go deep into the tournament in both Big Ten and in NCAA?
I feel like most of our losses, besides the Ohio State loss, they're pretty much down to the wire. So if we work on closing games out, which we've been practicing on, we'll do game time situations in practice. If we work on closing games out, I think that's going to help us in the long run.
And personally, what do you think you've been working on to better yourself?
Better myself, last year I played like shooting guard, small forward, but this year I've been working on point guard role because I felt the next level I'll be a point guard in the NBA or something like that. So just individually working on my ball handling and my decision making, I think it's helped me open up a lot of new areas in my game.
All right, and last year you kind of slumped down at the end of the season a little bit, but this year you're more consistent. What can you accredit that to?
Just focusing on the summer, keep working hard. I got a chance to go overseas and play, and I think last year I didn't really come in to watch film as much as I did this year, and that's definitely helped me stay focused.
The one thing that might have helped you earlier in the year is the faux hawk. If this faux hawk, why is it gone? We need that back for the tournament.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me to bring it back. They told me to bring it back earlier this year, but I got tired of it, so I don't think I'm gonna bring it back anymore. I'm just gonna stick with normal.
Might give you that extra lift or something like that.
Yeah, if I cut it off, I might have got a little bit quicker. So.
Do you have like a specific dunk in a game that's still like, man, that was like my best dunk in college? Like I always remember that kind of thing.
Definitely the dunk against ISU. It was like a dunk of the year nominee. I remember going up and I got an and one, I dunked it. It's all over YouTube and stuff like that, so I feel like that's going to be a big part of my memories.
Talking about dunks, yesterday we got to see Derrick Rose play in action at the United Center. He played well against the Heat, played well yesterday, had a consistent season. Who do you think is NBA's MVP?
He's definitely a great contender right now. I feel like if he keeps playing to his ability, I think he can be a great candidate. So my vote's for him.
One of the guys that you've probably met, you've talked to, is Darren Williams. Just got traded to the Nets. Yeah. What did you think of the trade? Do you think it was fair for one side or fair for both sides? Do you think one side won out?
I don't even know. I'm not sure if he even knew it was going to happen at the time. They had the whole thing with him and Jerry Sloan saying, oh, he pushed him out of Utah, they pushed him out of Utah, whatever. I didn't really know what the whole thing was, but obviously I feel like Darren Williams is the best point guard in the league, so I think it's a good steal for the Nets.
Do you have a favorite amongst the whole field who you think really could take this, make a deep playoff run and maybe win the championship?
Obviously, my first bet's the Bulls. I've always loved them. Obviously, growing up watching Michael Jordan, and Derrick Rose, one of the greatest point guards in the league right now. I feel like they have a great chance. And Joakim Noah is healthy. He's back. He works so hard. He just compliments Derrick Rose so much.
And what do you think about the big three of the Miami Heat with LeBron not being able to be clutch, D-Wade not being great, Chris Bosh being non-existent, really?
You know what? When they're all traded, I was like, all right, everyone thinks they're going to be like the #1 team in the entire universe right now. But I feel like they're going to have up and down just like every other team. It's going to be hard just to gel together at that point in the season. And I think the NBA is making too big of a deal of everything they do. If they lose a game, they're just like, oh, why'd they make a trade? And the other game, the coach said they were crying in the locker room. They're continuing making that a huge deal right now. So, I think it's all pretty much kind of.
Do you still think LeBron is the #2 MVP candidate?
You know what? I haven't really caught too many of the games recently, but obviously he's a great player. I don't know if he's #2 right now. There could be a couple of other people ahead of him. So.
All right, back to the Big Ten. You got the Big Ten tournament coming up. You might meet up with Ohio State. What do you think you need to do in order to stop them? Because you guys were pretty close, one game.
Yeah, just stop them. We got to limit, obviously, Diebler's three-point attempts. And Diebler and Buford, I think, really killed us last game along with Lighty. So we just got to pick up our defensive pressure. I think we did a good job of soldiering, but we let other guys be factors in the game. We can't let that happen again.
You've never played an NCAA tournament game. We've certainly watched a lot. What do you think the atmosphere is like? How different do you think it'll be from a normal game?
I think it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a lot more different. We have a lot of games like North Carolina games sold out and stuff like that. I think it'll be that times a few more because obviously it's NCAA games and a lot of people are looking forward to this time of the year.
How do you think you prepare for that in practice? Do you think that's possible?
To prepare for the games, you just gotta pick up your intensity. Obviously, we had a practice yesterday. We had a really good practice. And we just want to focus on getting far in the tournament. But first things first, the Big Ten tournament, so we're definitely preparing for that.
What are you guys going to do for the selection show? Do you have any plans?
We'll probably come here, have some food as a team, hang out in the locker room and watch it. We did the same thing last year.
Have they told you anything about what is there going to be any big? Is this going to be you guys, or are you going to have family here? Or?
I don't think. Well, it'll probably just be the team, the coaches, a couple managers, something like that. Just keep it small.
Switching to the Big Ten tournament, how important is it for you guys to win a couple games in it? Do you think it's necessary, or do you think you've kind of punched your ticket already?
Yeah, no, definitely it's important to win a couple of games. Our coach told us if we want to solidify our spot in the tournament, we just got to come in and win games. We can't just come in and lose and think, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll be able to get in because we can't have that mindset.
We've already talked about Ohio State, but who else in the NCAA tournament do you see making a big run?
The NCAA tournament? No, anything can happen. Obviously, if you've seen from last year, Butler got all the way to the championship. So for me, to guess right now, I wouldn't even be able to because I'm curious myself to see who does. Hopefully, we can make a run and do it ourselves.
What do you think about Texas? You guys saw them. They've lost a couple games as of late, but they've been a top team all year. Tristan Thompson's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
What's your feel for them?
They're a great team. Obviously, we lost them down on the wire in overtime when we played them. Definitely a game we could have won, but they've all grown so far. Their freshmen are definitely stepping up with him and little Corey Joseph, little point guard. I think they're going to make a good run as well.
You have a younger brother playing at Warren. He's a junior right now, playing really well, actually. What advice have you given to Darius?
I try to tell him things that I didn't get to do in high school. I feel like sometimes I hung out with my friends too much and I didn't go to the gym and work on my game individually. I try to tell him, if he works on his game by himself and not worried about hanging out, because that's going to happen all the time, then he can, when he gets to college level, he'll be a step ahead of everyone else.
Are you going to be able to see any of their playoff games?
I'm not sure yet. If we get a chance to go down, I'll probably try to make it down there.
Can you give us your 4 number 1 seeds for the NCAA tournament right now?
Number 1 seeds. People ask me all the time about stuff like this. I don't even watch. I don't even know who the number 1 seeds are right now. Probably Duke. I could give Ohio State a seed. They're a great team. Kansas, and maybe even who's a good team? 4th. I don't even know.
What's one message you would like to get across to all Illini fans?
Don't be fair weather fans. Stick with us through the thick and thin because we love the fans out there. The Orange Crush always do a good job. So just keep their faith, keep praying, and we're gonna try to do good things.
Who's the toughest guy to guard in the Big Ten?
Toughest guy to guard. That's a hard question. I think definitely Eton Moore is one of the hardest guys because he works so hard to get his points and shots, and he's got mid-range 3-point, he gets to the basket. So I feel like he's one of the toughest guys to guard.
What's been the biggest secret in your leap from this year or from last year to this year? More playing time, starting more games, and getting more time in crunch time. What do you think has been the biggest factor that has led to that increase?
I think my coaches can trust me a little bit more this year. I think last year I made a lot of bad decisions throughout the down wire of the game, and this year I've watched more film, seen what I can do, see what I need to do better, and I think that's helped me as well.
All right.